Hi guys. I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk to you about the Talisman Project, kind of explain a little more about what it is and the purpose for it, the reason for it, and what I would like to see it turn into with your help. Uh, because the way I'm looking at it, this isn't just my project, this is our project. This is a group ritual. You know, we have all of these talismans that and this isn't nearly all of them. I'll explain more, a lot more when in just a minute. But we have these talismans that here on Patreon we are going to be continually putting energy into, charging. It started with the talismans for the Buckland Museum in Ohio. They ask about having something for their collection, something meaningful, something substantial in some way, you know, that has some bearing on your life or your experiences or your practice of magic, you know, something important to you. So I decided what I was going to send them were 4 talismans of earth, air, fire, and water. And they're building a glass display case for it, and it's going to hang in this museum. And I wanted to do this, and you guys have been charging it with me. We've already did the first talisman of earth. We're going to get to the other 3 shortly. But the point of doing it is so that as these things are preserved long past any of our lifetimes, you know, people may be going there and looking at these things hundreds of years from now, they will still be able to take part in a ritual that we were doing now. They can put energy into those talismans and still receive the benefits that we are programming them for, which is to protect, guide, illuminate, and bless us on our journey through life and on the path of high magic. That's a ritual that can go on for as long as those pieces exist. And it made me start thinking about the rest of our talismans and how normally what I do with these talismans after we charge them or after I charge them is I burn them. And I always looked at it as kind of like the Tibetan Buddhist monks who spend, you know, long periods of time and concentration and energy creating sand mandalas for specific purposes, like the enlightenment of all sentient beings. And after they finish it, they wipe it away. They all of that hard work gets dispersed to the elements. That's pretty much the same way I looked at burning the talismans. You're releasing the energy. But I started thinking about it and realized there are other ways of releasing the energy and ways that we can make this profoundly more powerful. What I decided to do is send these talismans to you guys. Instead of me burning them to release the magic, me sending them to you will do the same thing. It's me releasing it, letting the magic go. What I want you to think of these as, and we went to the post office this morning. Every time I ship these out, it requires a special trip, you know, to a place that's not particularly pleasant to go to, the post office in Harlem. But that's all part of putting energy in the project. I mailed out the first 12 envelopes this morning containing talismans for various purposes, and you know, we've even done things, let me see what I have here. We've even done things to try to bring as much magic as possible to this project. You know, they say where attention goes, energy flows. So Lori and I both are putting a great deal of attention and energy into this to make it as strong as we possibly can. And one of the things, you know, the ones that went out this morning, the first batch, are going to be really raw and fresh, and I'll learn as we go forward how to better streamline and make the process better. But one of the things in the future will be, you know, just things like using wax stamps or, you know, really nice paper and envelopes. Just things to add more energy to the process. Whenever you get these envelopes, they will have a note inside. There will be a handwritten letter in it to you explaining to you what this talisman is, what it's been charged for. The reason I'm sending these to you is I want you to think of these as seeds. These are seeds that I want you to plant. Uh, you can take this, the one you receive, you can take it and use it in any way you want. But the catch, what I want to see, what I would like to see happen, is for you to plant this seed in a way that it bears fruit. What I mean by that is take this and do something that is going to be beneficial to your life or to the lives of others using this. For example, if you're a tattoo artist, maybe you offer a special one day where people can come in and have the talisman that you receive tattooed on them. And all, or if you make artwork, incorporate it into your artwork, turn it into a street mural, turn it in, have it put on a billboard, whatever it is that you think of. I have a friend that's painting it on his motorcycle. Whatever it is that you think of to do with this, the point of it is to get it in front of as many eyes as possible, because like they say, where attention goes, energy flows. So we want as many eyes on it as possible, because that equals attention, and they're charging it. The point of these is that they will work for anyone who feeds energy into them. That's what we're charging them for. So, some of them are for things like balance and harmony, or prosperity, or protection, or invisibility, or, all kinds of different things. The thing about it, whenever you use this, I want people to design t-shirts, I want you to make stickers. I want you to use this. I have a friend already who said he is going to, the guys from Three Teeth were talking about incorporating it into the artwork for their upcoming album, which would be amazing. The point is to get it out there, to plant this seed in a way where it's going to reach a lot of people and hopefully change the world for the better. One of the ways that I mean change the world for the better is we are in a particularly hard time financially, emotionally, mentally, for a lot of people in a lot of different ways. A lot of people are hurting. So this is a way that you can also make a difference in their lives. For example, what I mean is all the money that you raise from doing whatever you do with your talisman is yours. I give you complete and absolute freedom to use it in whatever way you want to use it. My only request is that you do it in a way that brings honor, dignity, and respect to the tradition of magic. You are, in a sense, when you're doing this, you are representing magic to the world. You are being a representative of magic. And you want to do that in a way that will never bring shame or disgrace to this tradition. So I ask that you do it in a way that's respectful and in a way that's, beautiful and wonderful and makes people want to know more about it. But the thing also is that you don't necessarily have to even keep the money. Whatever funding you raise from it, you can donate that to the charity of your choice. Or if your family is having a hard time right now, you keep it to support your family. You can give it to an organization that you think needs it. Whatever you want to do with this is your seed to plant, reap the harvest of, and do whatever you want to with the harvest. My suggestion is just help as many people as possible and get it in front of as many eyes as possible. One of the reasons I was thinking about doing this is, as strange as this may sound, it's kind of connected to Arnold Schwarzenegger in a weird way. When I was in prison, I used to read, I wanted to study everything. I wanted to know everything, especially things that would help me survive in there. So one of those things was fitness. I would read about calisthenic exercises you can do in your cell, things to keep yourself, in moderately decent health despite those circumstances. And Arnold Schwarzenegger used to write columns and articles every now and then for these magazines. And I read in one where he was talking about when he was in Austria, when he was, really young. He's living in Austria. He has no real money. He has no real connections. He doesn't know anybody. He isn't anybody of any importance. But he said he had this feeling like he was supposed to do something in the world. He was supposed to contribute something to the world in some way. He didn't know how, he didn't know what, or anything else. He said the only thing that he could think to do, to take even the smallest step, he did the only thing he had access to, which was improve his physical physique. So he started lifting weights. He didn't know how, he didn't know why, he didn't know when, that lifting weights, he could not conceive that that was going to help him change the world in some way, or that it was going to allow him to make an impact. But he kept doing it because it was the only step available to him, and he had this feeling like it was important. Well, you know, he goes from lifting weights to winning all of these, massive contests and championships for bodybuilding. He goes from being, like this world-class athlete to becoming a movie star in movies that raise, millions and millions of dollars. From there, he springs off into eventually becoming the governor of California and marrying a Kennedy, and just this whole crazy life story. He ended up having an impact in one way or another in all sorts of major ways, genres, stations in life, all sorts of things. Even though he could not think of anything to do other than lift weights, it ended up being the only thing that he needed to do. That was his seed. Lifting weights, that was the seed he was given to plant. The reason that I like that, the reason that it inspired me whenever I read it, is just kind of the knowledge and feeling that, even though you don't see a way, that doesn't mean there isn't a way. And that if you keep doing everything you can to take a step forward, the universe will meet you. So that's what we're doing with these. We are going to do another live stream very, very soon. I am still charging these things every single day. This is what my magic routine, for the most part, is focused on now, these talismans. And I am going to do my best to get shipments of them out at least once a week, if not before. And I'm also really curious to see what you guys come up with. I would really like to see what ideas you have, so feel free to share that with me. Oh, that's another thing. You have my permission to advertise, to put it out there in whatever way you want to put it out there. You have all benefits to it. It is entirely yours to do with as you please. The reason I also brought up, like, maybe if you feel like you have everything you need right now, if you're in a place of abundance or prosperity, you could do it for charity or do it for some organization that might need the money or something like that. One of the reasons I brought that up is because that's something that I do a lot. I have had a lot of people in my life who have given to me in a lot of ways. So one of the things that I've learned that can be beneficial is to give to people who have fed me, give to people who have nurtured me, give to people who have sustained me in some way. And every time I do that, there's always some sort of blessing that comes from that I don't foresee. And I'm hoping it will be the same for you with this project. So go crazy, do whatever you want to do, keep me posted, and you will be hearing from me shortly, and we will be charging more talismans. I love you guys. I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.